Well, regardless of those remarks by Mr. Trump, the Korean stock market tumbled during early trade on this Monday, with a circuit breaker going into effect briefly in the morning to ward off panic selling. Our correspondent Lee Soo-jin has more.
U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff announcements have triggered massive sell-offs across South Korea's stock market. The Korea Exchange at 9:12 a.m. on Monday activated a sell-side sidecar for the first time in 8 months when the KOSPI 200 futures index fell 5.19% to 312.05. A sidecar is triggered when the KOSPI 200 futures index rises or falls by 5% or more and stays there for at least 1 minute. On Monday, the sidecar was activated for 5 minutes. And stock indexes also took a hit amid mounting investor concerns over the impact of U.S. tariffs. Both the benchmark KOSPI and the tech-heavy KOSDAQ closed down more than 5%, the KOSPI down 5.57% to around 2,328, and the KOSDAQ 5.25% to 651. But one expert said a decline of this size is likely a temporary phenomenon, which is why a circuit breaker, triggered when the KOSPI and KOSDAQ indexes fall by 8% or more, is unlikely to be activated.
Today's market decline was likely driven by last Friday's slump in the U.S. market and President Trump's hardline stance over the weekend, which led to a 3 to 4% drop in U.S. futures that triggered foreign investor sell-offs. As such, the downturn is unlikely to continue for long.
The loss was led by foreign investors offloading shares as they reacted to sharp losses in U.S. markets. On Friday local time, Wall Street suffered sharp losses with the broad-based S&P 500 closing down 6%, the tech-heavy Nasdaq 5.8%, and the Dow Jones fell around 5.5%. This marked the second straight day of major losses, with the S&P and Dow Jones both suffering the biggest one-day drop since June 2020 on Thursday. In the foreign exchange market on Monday, the Korean won weakened against the dollar, closing at around 1,467, down 33.71 from the previous session after briefly topping 1,470 during intraday trading. The same expert said this reflects fears of a potential global economic downturn, noting that Korea's exchange rate with the dollar has surpassed the 1,401 mark 3 times in the past, during the 1997 IMF crisis, the 2008 financial crisis, and the U.S. Fed's aggressive rate hikes in 2022. Lee Soo-jin, Arirang News.